Good evening and welcome to Hockey Night at PISA. Tonight's game brought to you by Memory to Video Productions and sponsored by JD's Pizzeria Bar and Grill in Southington. They make great pizza and they have the biggest TV in the Southington area. I'm your host Paul Burke and we'll be calling tonight's game between the second place Connecticut Shamrocks and the tied for third Allies, with this game going a long way in determining where the two teams will end up in the playoffs. It was just about to get underway here at PISA for a big game between the Shamrocks and the Allies. The Shamrocks come into this with a great record of 4-2, and a big win here would get them just a game out of first place, ready to take on Big Knife in what could be a big run to the final. Of course, the Allies would like to take down the Shamrocks tonight, move into a tie for second, and give themselves better positioning for the playoffs as well. What looks like it might happen, obviously, Allies beat the Shamrocks today. They'd have a tie for the second spot and a little bit of a margin over the third and fourth seeded teams, possibly getting ready for another showdown against the Shamrocks come playoff time. But even on top of that, these two teams will meet again in just a little over 2 weeks on what will be both of these teams' final game of the summer season. So it's a big game for both teams as we get ready to get underway. Teams have great goalies, Mike Palleria for the Shamrocks, Julio Alves in goal for the Allies. Both goalies have had stellar seasons thus far. We'll see if that continues here in Game 7 for both teams. On the offensive side, the Allies will be boosted. Scoring twice, getting 2 assists. So look for Kelsey and Hill to do a lot of damage for the Allies tonight. On the other side, the Shamrocks will be led by defenseman Ernie Field, who is their leading scorer, has 10 goals and 11 points on the season. 12 points on the season. And look for Jesse Edwards, who's got 11 points, to be contributing on the offensive end as well. We're just getting ready for the face-off. And let's get ready to play here at Hockey Night at PISA. The Allies getting a few last-minute words of encouragement as they come onto the floor. Julio Alves was a little late in getting dressed. He actually didn't get much of a warm-up. We'll see if that has anything to do with the game as we get underway. Allies and Shamrocks, big battle for positioning in this D1 roller hockey summer season. And we're underway. Face-off is pushed down towards the Allies' defensive end. Finally controlled by Jim Benning. Jim Benning gets it up the right side to Evan Hill. Hill already fresh from his week off. He scores a goal right off the bat. Evan Hill pushed it up the right side, got in front of the goal, little backhand flip, made it into the goal right over the glove of Mike Palleria. So we're just 15 seconds in, and the Allies are up 1-0. Perhaps it was Evan Hill's well-rested legs that got him fired up and ready to go. This time, the face-off goes down towards the Shamrocks defensive end. Hill putting pressure on him already. Brian Watrous took the face-off. He's doing a little forechecking. Shamrocks now on the road. Great defensive play there by Jarowski. Here come the Allies. Center of the floor. A little bit of traffic there as Evan Hill tries to work his way through it. Shamrocks quickly send it down the end of the floor. Cole Jarowski sends it back up to the offensive end, and there is Hill on the left side of the goal this time. Gets it behind the net. Getting jammed up this time. Brian Watrous controls, sends it behind the goal, swinging to the right side. Jarowski tries to let one rip. It's deflected, then goes off to the left side of the goal. Shamrocks will control, but good forechecking again slows down that advancement. Shamrocks struggling a little bit in their defensive end. Ball is cleared down to the Allies' end of the floor, but there's Jarowski. Long clearing pass, however, picked off at the red line. Here come the Shamrocks. Shot deflected. A little bit of a check there, but they let that go as Ernie Field made a little rush. Number 17, Ernie Field, is the leading scorer for the Shamrocks. He is getting double teamed behind the net. Didn't really like what was going on there, but no call. Allies simply clear the puck. Shamrocks control in their defensive end. Some subbing going on for the Shamrocks as they advance the ball slowly up the left side. Shot wide, simply looking for a rebound, and it almost paid off, but Julio Alves was ready for that, but it's still controlled by Tim Sina. Tim Sina centering pass, deflected by number 7, Mike Kelsey. Ball goes behind the net again. Shamrocks control. Mark Bedoin laying it down. His pass back to Jeff Woodward goes all the way down to the Shamrocks defensive end where they regain control. Woodward now brings it up the left side of the goal. Pass got by Mark Bedoin, no. Advances behind the net, and here comes Jarowski on a great move. Flipped it by Bedoin. He advances it up the right side, gets it all the way behind the goal. Mike Kelsey's in the right spot to stop that advancement. The shot ends up in the goal. Again, the Allies are on fire. Coming off, playing very hard. 8:19 to go in the period. 2-0 Allies already. Shamrocks look like they're sleepwalking a little bit through this game. The Allies are fired up and playing a little bit faster. So a big goal there by Kelsey. The two offensive stars by the Allies have struck early, giving them a 2-goal lead. Waters takes the face-off, controlled by the Allies. Chipped up the left boards, where it's now taken by the Shamrocks. Shamrocks pushing hard towards the goal. That was a nice effort there by Woodward. Just missed the backhand flip. Shot quickly there by Sina, knocked down, and here comes Waters. Waters centers, looking for Hill just off the mark. The Allies simply are skating faster, getting better opportunities, putting a lot of pressure on the Shamrocks. Now it's controlled by Jim Benning. He sets things up, sends it across the other side to Hill. Hill to Waters. Waters, little wrist shot blocked by Shamrocks defenseman Peter Malik. Hill making a run towards the net. He is stopped again by Bedoin. Bedoin now controlling the ice, but Hill's not giving up. That could be a penalty there, but they don't call it. Play will continue. Looked like Bedoin pulled Hill down from behind. No call. Shamrock sub, a little bit of contact going on there. There is a little history between these two teams. They've been going at it for 11 seasons. They seem to run into each other a lot of big-time games. Shamrocks have not made the playoffs recently, but of course have a great record right now. Allies seem to be playing with a little bit more intensity, going a little faster than normal. A lot of guys hitting the floor here. We're just about halfway through the first period. Advancing behind the net is Jesse Edward. Edward gets it back. Great centering pass. Matt Dupuis just couldn't get shot off. Another centering pass. Saved by Alves. Julio Alves on it there as Jesse Edward got the pass in front. Couldn't get a lot on it, but he was right on the doorstep. And Alves was able to make the play. Shamrocks having trouble again clearing it out of their end as the Allies put a lot of pressure. Forechecking. This will be controlled by Jarowski. He sets things up. This time it's long pass is picked off by the Shamrocks. Advancing up the court again is Ernie Field. Turned over, now Jarowski's going back the other way. Some up and down action here. Something we normally don't really see out of the Allies, but little helter-skelter play as the ball is getting centered around and chipped back and forth. This time a centering pass goes all the way across to the boards. And now the Allies, a little forechecking, having a little trouble. Never got the shot really towards goal, as this time Jesse Edwards turned and fired from the corner. Alves was there. Didn't really have much of an angle to get that in the goal. Little play here against the boards. Ernie Field mixing it up with Mike Kelsey again. Looks like the Allies are not going to let Field get much room to move around, as he's being bodied every time he gets close to the goal. Jarowski, quick wrist shot. Easy save for Mike Polaria. Cross floor pass, beautiful play there. Again, Field tried to send it forward towards the goal, and he's met right away by the Allies defensively. Joey Delgado had his ball tied up his feet, but Jarowski picked it up, goes down there, right wrist shot, just wide. Again, nice forechecking by Jarowski. The Shamrocks are not getting a chance to break out of their end. This time they get up the floor and they stopped right away. The ball's turned over, and now we've got great opportunity by Waters for a save. Definitely the Allies are bringing the action. 2-goal lead here as the Shamrocks have begun to at least settle things down a little bit. And we'll see how Valeria withstands the first quarter pressure. Just about 4 minutes to go in the first period, 2-0 Allies. A lot of people hitting the floor as this game is getting a little bit physical right off the bat. Allies send it back, chipped in down to the left side of the goal. Play behind the net, Hill racing around there, controlled by the Shamrocks, but they turn it over as they try to go back behind the goal again. Here come the Shamrocks now, advancing it up to the right side of the court. Wow, another guy, Mike Kelsey, just simply ran him over and took down Garrett Salkins. No call. Salkins' helmet came off, simply didn't make a call, and now the Allies Shamrocks advancing up the left side now. Nice poke check there. Ball gets turned over behind the goal. Opportunity in front for the Shamrocks. Edward just missed it. Jesse Edward had a chance. He's got 11 points on the season, so he's been in that spot before. This time just wasn't able to put it on the cage. 3 minutes to go. Definitely. Oh, what a shot. Deflected off and in. Big rip by the Shamrocks. That was number 13, Pete Malik. Had a good hard shot there. Exactly what the scouting report said. It was deflected off a defenseman's stick, however, which made a jump over Julio Alves's stick. And as a result, it's 2-1 Allies. 2:57 to go. Allies came out on fire. Definitely were dictating the pace of the play. And were throwing their weight around a little bit. Shamrocks withstood the barrage and finally get on the board. 2-1, 2:57 to go in the first. We're waiting for Julio Alves to get himself set in the goal. Kelsey taking the face for the Allies. Controlled by Mark Bedoin. He sends it back. Another long shot by the Shamrocks, controlled by the Allies. Nice centering pass there. Another long rip. Alves is there to play it. Rebound. A nice little soft, delicate shot by Jesse Edward. Trying to finesse that ball into the goal. Julio Alves was ready. Could have easily been anticipating a faster shot, but Julio Alves was up to the task. 2:34 to go. 2-1 Allies, and what has been probably the most intense period of play I've seen in this Division I roller hockey summer season. Allies control behind the net. Shamrocks get it back, and Hilaria simply chucks it down the other end of the floor. Allies control behind now, it's their turn to make a little rush. A lot more forechecking going on in this game, a lot more contact being allowed to go in this game. As we get closer towards the end of the season, maybe it's the officials we have, maybe it's just they're going to let the players determine this game. Turnover in the defensive end by the Shamrocks. Kelsey had an opportunity there. Hilaria was there to make the stop. Coming down behind the goal here. A little battle behind the net. Allies win that one. Send it up the floor. Just missed Evan Hill coming out on the substitution. That one went off the back skate. Jim Benning controls behind. Having a little issue with it. Great forechecking there by Jesse Edward. Edward pins Benning up against the boards. Ball was still loose. Now we got two Shamrocks over there. Benning having trouble, and it gets out. There's a player down. .108 to play in the period. There was a big mess going on the boards. Two Shamrocks were over there playing the ball. Benning was over there playing it with the Allies. The result is that we have an Allies player down on the right side of the goal. Just about at the goal line, extended on the right side by the boards. Certainly in pain, hopefully not a serious injury, but it is taking him some time to get himself together and be in a position to get off the floor. We haven't had a penalty yet, but we've certainly had a lot of contact. We've certainly had a lot of players involved in checking situations. I think it may have been a situation where we got a butt end in the stomach area, and it's Evan Hill, one of the leading scorers, of course, for the Allies. So Evan taking his time getting up. Seems to be all right, but he was down on the ice for a long time. We'll see if we'll see him before this period ends. Just 1:08 to go in the period. It's 2-1 Allies. Evan is taking his time, skating off the ice, and we'll see what happens. It'll be a face-off in the Allies' end. 1:08 to go. Shamrocks looking for the equalizer. The Allies hoping to close out the period with the lead. Watrous to take the face for the Allies, and he wins it. Kicks it over to the left side where Kelsey sends it down the floor. Watrous putting a little pressure on the Shamrocks as they've had trouble clearing the ball out of their end. Dumped up the side where Kelsey's there to take it over for the Allies. Kelsey making a run through three guys, just poked away at the end. Kelsey regains it. Shot on goal, just wide. Hits the boards, then gets caught up a little bit in the net. Where now the Shamrocks control. They're coming down the right-hand side with 30 seconds to go. But again, a great stop. Ball centered in front. Shamrocks gonna have an opportunity. Doesn't get to the goal. Watrous fans on that as the ball goes into the corner. Just 20 seconds to go in the period. Ball chipped down the floor. We'll go from one corner to the other. Shamrocks will take over down there. Shamrocks just cleared up the boards, and oh, what a great pass there. Watrous had a great opportunity as he looked for Kelsey. Just missed on the connection, and Polaria decides to cover it up. 6 seconds to go in the period, 2-1 Allies. Face off just to the left of the Shamrock goalie. Watrous taking the face off for the Allies. This time it is controlled by the Shamrocks. They don't get a shot off. So, at the end of one in this very important Division I roller hockey game, we have the Allies 2, the Shamrocks 1. For the Allies, it's been their two leading scorers, Hill and Kelsey, who stepped up and did the damage. They brought the intensity, they brought the effort into the game right from the start, and they got two good chances to score, and they cashed in on them before really the Shamrocks had even settled down. Shamrocks having trouble getting the ball out of their defensive end, turning the ball over. He let the Allies have a number of opportunities. Thankfully, Mike Polaria, the goalie for the Shamrocks, settled down and kept the Allies from getting on the board again. For the Shamrocks, we've had a few opportunities. Alves has done a great job shutting the door once again. He's got to be one of the better goalies in the league, as the Allies have relied on him many, many times as they play a number of close games. But of course, Jesse Edward has found the net a number of times, and he was able to help out a little bit tonight as Pete Malik was able to rip it from the defensive end, deflect it off a defensive stick, and was able to get by Julio Alves for the one goal for the Connecticut Shamrocks. So now, 2-1 entering the second period. Both teams are used to having close games. They said that this game was going to have a little more intensity, and they've been right on with that part. A lot of contact, a lot of checking going on. We'll see what happens as we change ends. Both teams a little slow to get out at the beginning of the period one and now in period two. Julio Alves just getting set as the official waits to drop the ball at center ice until he gets himself in the goal. Here we go, facing off Tim Cena for the Shamrocks. One by the Allies dumped into their offensive end, but Jeff Woody Woodward controls it. He sends it up the boards where now the Allies take it. Here come the Allies. Nice poke check and win by Woodward. Ball gets sent deep down the Allies end. They clean it up the left side. Kelsey's there. Kelsey sends it across to Jarowski. Jarowski, nice move. Jarowski, another nice move. Backhand shot and a goal. Oh, Jarowski. Some great stick handling moves there. Got by both defenders for the Shamrocks. Puts another goal in. That seems to be the Allies' mode of attack. They cannot bring the action early in the period for their third goal. Jarowski, great moves. Backhand flip over Polaria's glove hand. The result is 3-1 Allies. Face-off controlled by the Allies again. Jarowski sends it deep into the defensive corner. Again, the Shamrocks have trouble. Ball's in front. They're going to get an opportunity again. Polaria makes a great save. Kelsey has a chance. The ball is still loose. Delgado had shot number 1. Rebound went to Kelsey. Polaria was able to make both stops, but took him a while to cover up as Kelsey was there to keep harassing Polaria on the doorstep. Kelsey to face for the Allies. Tim Cena to face for the Shamrocks. Ball gets caught up at his foot, and Kelsey got a quick shot off. Mark Bedoin controls for the Shamrocks, sends it up the center of the ice where it's controlled by Pete Malik. Pete has little trouble with it. Bedoin then controls in center ice. Here come the Allies up the left side. Here's a quick shot. Saved by Polaria. He was right there for that one. The rebound quickly cleared away by Woodward. Where the Allies regain control, but ball was set right up in the middle of the floor. And Bedoin brings it up for the Shamrocks. The official got a little bit in the way there on the boards. That one. Shamrocks now down to George goal. Woodward. Almost got a shot. Was turned over. Here come the Allies. 2-on-1. Pass by Delgado. Just missed Kelsey. Good poke check again by Malik. Malik's having a good game for the Shamrocks. Scored their goal, playing solid defense. Here come the Allies. A win by the Allies, and they're tied for second place with the Shamrocks, obviously owning the tiebreaker. The biggest challenge for the Shamrocks seems to be getting it out of their defensive end. It's the forechecking and the pressure applied by the Allies. It's been tough for them to handle so far. They just are not able to advance the ball deep into the Allies' end. Here comes Evan Hill. Glad to see he's back after being knocked down a little bit at the end of the first period. Quick shot, the save by Polaria. Evan Hill looks like he's going to be just fine. Jarowski gives up the boards there, and here come the Shamrocks on the left side. Centering pass there to number 71, Matt Dupree. Shamrocks now controlling in their offensive end. Centering pass went towards Jesse Edward. Couldn't get much on it, it went to the boards. Allies clear it, but waiting for it again was Woodward. And they dump it down the defensive end again. Shamrocks control. Taking a run, a little contact there with Hill. No harm, no foul. Nice little run by Woodward. Woodward gets up there on the left side of the goal. Sends it out top. It should be a crank here by Malik. But instead, defensive pressure applied by Hill. He didn't get anything on it. That one deflects into the rafters, where we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off just to the right side of Julio Alves. 7:41 to go in the second period. 3-1 Allies. Shamrocks have just not been able to mount much of an offensive attack. This will be Matt Dupuis taking the face-off for the Shamrocks. Kind of a neutral draw there. It stays right around the circle. Sent out deep to Ernie Field. Ernie didn't get much on that. Remember, Ernie's the leading goal scorer for the Shamrocks. We haven't had to call his name too often today. Allies advancing into their offensive end. Get it deep in the goal. Great centering pass to Hill, just off his stick. That was a great pass by Watrous. Just missed. Evan Hill cutting to the goal. Evan Hill now bringing it up to the goalie's right side. That time, the Shamrocks are there defensively by Jim Salkins. Hook checked it away. Evan Hill tries to get behind the goal. This time Ernie Field says, I don't think so. Here comes Ernie up the left side. Dumps it into the corner, where it'll be played by Jim Benning. Jim Benning leaves it behind the goal for the Allies, and they'll advance it up the left side. Hill has it on the left side as he just gains the blue line. Puts it behind. The shot is blocked by Jim Salkins. Never made it towards the goal. Great centering pass again by Waters. Just missed Evan Hill's stick. Shamrock advancing the offensive end, but sure enough, Evan Hill gets back there. Great check. Check into the boards. We got a little bit of an issue going on there. Let's see what the call is going to be here. Let's see what's going to happen there. They're exchanging some words and a little stoppage of play. We'll see what the referees call. I don't know if there was a penalty call. I didn't see the arm go up. But it looks like Evan Hill is making his way to the box, and he has in fact received the penalty. And it looks like he's going to get 2 penalties. Looks like they're going to call him for a cross check and maybe a little roughing after the play. So Evan Hill is in there for 3 minutes. So we'll see how the Allies handle this. Evan Hill got taken down just towards the end of the first period. There was no penalty call there. He came back in the second period and was skating very well. Definitely seemed to take the Shamrock offensive player down from behind. Then there was maybe a little extra funny business after the whistle, but the result is anyway a 3-minute penalty on Evan Hill and the Allies. Shamrocks with the power play. 6 minutes to go, 6:08 to go exactly in the second period. They're down 3-1. We'll see how the Shamrocks play. So we told you it was a little more intense than what we've seen so far. That was probably the closest had anybody really mixing things up. Allies control the face-up in the defensive end. Benning's back there, but the Shamrocks now playing a little bit faster themselves. Control it and take it away. Looks like they're trying to set things up. Here's Ernie Field on the left-hand side. He's their leading scorer. He rips one and scores. Suddenly it's 3-2. Ernie Field just had all day to set himself up for that shot. Blasts it, got through inside. Julio Alves may have even gotten a piece of it, but it found the back of the net. 5:48 to play. It's now 3-2 Allies. And we'll see, they have not taken the penalty off the board. Well, now they do. So Evan Hill definitely has another penalty as they just start serving a 1:30. Down to go. So that face-off, controlled by the Allies' Mike Kelsey, taken away by Field. So the Shamrocks with the extra man again. Benning tying things up on that right side. And we'll see if the Allies clear it down the ice. Field finally got off the mark. He had all day long to set up the shot, and he ripped it. Now he's bringing it up again. Let's see if somebody's got to come get this guy, or he's going to get another rip. He sends it across to the right side for Jim Salkins. Jim Salkins rips one, and I don't think that made it to Julio Alves. The big crowd in front. Fields again wide open against similar play as we just saw. This time a little softer wrist shot. Deflected again in front. Here come the Shamrocks. Field is getting a lot of action on that side now, as Kelsey might need to pay more attention to him than the Salkins on this side. Salkins playing with the ball. He takes the wrist shot. Rebound. Rebound again. I don't know if any of those balls are getting towards the goal, but they're certainly getting their sticks on them, and Julio Alves covers up that loose ball. There's still 25 seconds left in the penalty, as there's wholesale changes being made by both teams. 4:42 to go in the period. 3-2 Allies. 25 seconds left in the penalty. So the Shamrocks already have one power play goal. They're looking for the equalizer in the last 25 seconds of this penalty. Face off deep in the Allies' end, won by the Allies. Joey Delgado sends it deep down the corner. And he'll apply some forechecking, chasing the ball around, but here come the Shamrocks. And they have a little bit of an advantage as they settle things down. Mark Bedoin up front. Nice little pass behind him. Quick shot. Alves is there to make the stop. Ball squeak. Oh boy, the ball's set back up top. Alves covers up. That was a great opportunity there for Woodward. Jeff Woodward had it just about on the blue line right in front of the goal. Big crowd in front. Alves made the stop and then covered up the rebound. The penalty is done. So the Allies did kill off the rest of the penalty. and only gave up 1 goal. 4:15 to go in the second period. 3-2 Allies. Face off deep in Shamrocks' end as they now have certainly picked up their offensive pressure, getting off a number of shots. Delgado coming up the side. Shot saved by Polaria. Rebound finally covered up. There was nobody there coming back for the Allies. Delgado tried to go 5-hole. Polaria stopped him. Didn't really seem to know where the ball had rebounded to, but he was able to cover up before anybody else put some pressure on him. Face off to the right of Polaria. Exactly 4 minutes to go in the second period. This one is finally controlled by the Allies. And some people didn't know where the ball was. That was just kind of thrown towards the goal. And Polaria had to make a tough save. It's kind of surprising that the ball made it all the way to the net. Jarowski is back there for the Allies. He controls. He just slips it forward. Again, a strange hop. Stopped by Polaria, controlled by the Shamrocks. Woodward sends it up the right side. Nice pass across ice to Mark Bedoin. Bedoin tries to center it. Knocked away. Delgado taking another nice run. Right into 3 Shamrocks, however. Quickly turned away. Well, another Shamrock goes down hard on the ice, and there was no call. Long shot, just missed. That time Alves did get it, and he made the stop. So we had a big collision there. No call. I guess they thought it was incidental contact or accidental contact. And then finally the ball went up over the boards, over the glass, into the net, which means we'll have a face-off just to the right of Julio Alves. 3 minutes to go. It's Matt Dupuis taking the face for the Shamrocks. He wins it back, and the Shamrocks will set things up. Field again from his defensive spot on the left side, came down and ripped one to give Shamrocks goal number 2. This, however, is an all-even situation, where he may not get that opportunity to go too far up the floor and get free for a shot. Dupuis plays it behind for the Shamrocks. Shamrocks definitely controlling the action here in the last 6 minutes of this play. The penalty to Hill tilted the floor towards the Shamrock end as they have controlled the offensive play. Great pressure again by Kelsey, led to a turnover. Good Salkins. Simply was getting a lot of pressure by Kelsey. Centered the ball, where it's picked off by Delgado. And the ensuing rush created a big mess in front. Polaria looked like he got banged up a little bit as he covered up. Face off just to his right. 2:22 to go. 3-2 the score in what has been the most physical Division I roller hockey game I've seen this season. Field sends it up across the boards. Dupuis picks it off. Jaworski. Shot. Big shot there. Dupuis beat Julio Alves to his glove side. The result is it's now 3-3. Big time shot there. Matt Dupuis simply played hard, went all the way down and scored. They might give an assist to Field there, I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. Allies now advancing a quick shot there again. Delgado definitely doing more offensively the last 4 minutes in this game. He's had 2 good opportunities there, just took another nice quick shot that Polaria had to be on his toes to make that save. Field controls with the Shamrocks, but Kelsey has been playing tremendous pressure on the defensive end of the Shamrocks. Forechecking there, he's kind of by himself. The Shamrocks send it around. 1:40 to go. It's now a tie game. 3-3 here in the second period. Jarowski gives up a little room to the right. And again, we had a Shamrock guy hit the floor. No penalty called. Field, let's see if he gets a shot up. Nope. Instead, he sends it in. Deflected by Delgado. Rebound went behind the goal. A lot of contact again on the boards. Here come the Allies on a little bit of a 2-on-1 break. Kelsey got a back check, got a forward check. The result was he couldn't get things off, but he controls it again on the right-hand corner. When Kelsey loses the ball, there's not much going on there. Evan Hill of a deflection almost got it. Kelsey tries to control, he did not. Ball centered up the ice. Again, we've had a lot of contact in this game. Jaworski roughed somebody up on the boards. They're going to send Jarowski off for one, and I think they're going to get a Shamrock guy off for one himself. Looks like Garrett Salkins is going in as well. So both teams are out for roughing for 1:30. There's only 41 seconds in the period, so it'll be 3 on. It'll be 4 on 4 as both teams have a penalty. So they'll still be even strength. Face-off will be deep in the Allies' end, just to the left of Julio Alves. 1:30 to go. 3-3. 1:30 in the penalties. 3-3. 41 seconds to go in the second. Face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. Shamrocks have it down their offensive end. Let's see what happens here. Woodward made an attempt towards the goal. Taken away by the Allies. It's Hill with the ball now for the Allies. Evan Hill behind the goal getting things settled. 20 seconds to go. See if they get a little rush here. Watchers is kind of settling things down. Quick shot, just missed his mark. Trying to get it across to Hill, just missed. Shamrock. In what has clearly been the most physical and intense Division I roller hockey game I've seen this summer, we now have a tie score, 3-3. Both teams have a man in the penalty box for 50 seconds, but they're playing full strength as each team gets to have the normal 4 players out when they each have a penalty. So the Allies certainly were bringing the action early. The Shamrocks have responded and tied it up. A couple nice rips by 2 of their bigger stars. Ernie Field scored on a rip from his favorite spot, skating up the left side of the ice, beating Julio Alves, and then Matt Dupuis, been on the team for a long time. He was able to rip one as well for the game tire. So it's 3-3 as we enter the final period. And if you thought it was intense in the first 2 periods, I have a feeling that these final minutes will be even more intense as we've seen the Allies take 2 roughing penalties, and the Shamrocks just took one there to end that second period. But it's 3-3 now. Teams are even strength, and we'll see what's going to happen as we get through this. Be interesting to see how the final 11 minutes go. This 10 o'clock Tuesday start normally brings a sleepier player out to the floor. Instead, we've had some people bringing the action themselves. Very intense, a lot more contact, a lot more people hitting the floor. Watchers to take the face-off for the Allies. That's Mark Bedoy taking the face-off for the Shamrocks. 1 period to go. The Allies know they need this. A loss would put the Allies in a tie for third with 2 other teams. They'd be tied at 3 and 4 with the Drunken Leprechauns and the Salty Pirates. A win by the Shamrocks would give them a 2-game lead in second place. Just 1 game behind Big Knife. 10:49 to go. Allies have started each period off with a quick goal. Let's see if they can get one here. Watch this. Taking the face. Wins it over to Hill on the far right side. Hill just behind the goal. Now controls it back to the goalie's right. Benning. Quick shot and a miss. Allies player on the floor. That was Watrous, who got tangled up and ended up falling. Here comes Shamrock now. Shamrock back. Nice back pass. He's getting at the ice. Rip. Goes into the rafters. Deflected off of an Allies defender. Woodward had the big rip there. Deflected by the Allies defenseman into the rafter. And we'll see where they're going to bring that face off. Outside of the offensive end, more towards center ice. He'll be on the bench side as Dupuis facing off against Kelsey. Face-off control by the Allies, but they turned it over. He was able to get something on it, but not a lot. As the ball went out, Jesse Edward made a nice run for the Shamrocks. Here's Edward again, turn and rip, saved by Alves, and he covers it up before Dupuy can get there to get a shot at the rebound. 10:05 left to play. Julio Alves turning in another good game for the Allies, making a couple big stops there. Dupuy against Kelsey again on the face. Kelsey wins it. Jim Benning controls behind, sends it back around. But a hustling Edward, Jesse Edward, picks it up for the Shamrocks. Shamrocks kick it back. You know that guy. That's it, Ernie Field. Ernie sends it back to the other side. Nice centering pass here. Dupuy gets it. Dupuy sends it. Great save by Alves again. Julio Alves able to get that side. Jesse Edward is right there. Dupuy, great centering pass. Jesse Edward, quick shot. Alves up to the task. Just 55 seconds into this third period, we've seen a lot of action for Julio Alves already. Kelsey again facing off against Dupuy. This time Kelsey wins it back. Now the forechecking is being brought by the Shamrocks. This is Joey Delgado up the left side. Delgado skates across to the center, gets another rip-off, and a great save by Polaria. Polaria glove save. Delgado's had 3 good opportunities in this game. Hasn't been able to find the back of the net just yet. Polaria catches it with his gloved hand and holds on. Therefore, there'll be a face-off to his left side, deep in the Shamrocks' end. I don't think the clock has been running because we're still stuck on 10:05. It's now going. Thrown up the ice. Alves comes out to play it. He'll kick it up the boards. And this time it's turned over by the Allies. Allies almost had an opportunity. Instead, they control things and put it back. This will be Benning racing it down in their defensive end. A lot more forechecking by Jesse Edward this period, leading the Shamrocks. Jarowski with a great move to get by Ernie Field. Quick shot by Jarowski, just missed. Kelsey runs it down the left side. He tries to find Jarowski, but he was guarded. Here come the Shamrocks up the other end. Jarowski takes him down. Controlled by the Shamrocks. Quick shot and a save by Julio Alves. Jarowski took him down, sort of a penalty now. Ernie Field kept playing as the play doesn't stop until the Allies hit the ball. So it had to be a big save by Julio Alves as Ernie Field, the leading scorer for the Shamrocks, got a ripper off just to Alves' right, but he made the stop. So another penalty killing situation for the Allies. Shamrocks looking to take the lead. Evan Hill won the face-off, sent it down the other end where it was stopped by the Shamrocks, and now we'll get together in the dance. That's number 17, Ernie Field with the ball again. Nice centering pass. This time maybe one pass too many. It was a pretty good look inside as Jim Sulkins tried to find Tim Cena in front. Here's trouble. Ernie Field getting ready. From the floor. Great defensive effort there by the Allies as he had fallen down. As Ernie Field was advancing towards the goal, but he was still able to get a stick out for a nice poke check. That shot getting knocked down in front. And finally cleared by Evan Hill. Well, the Shamrocks just had bad luck there. I think as the ball was thrown down the boards, they were in the middle of substituting, and as a result, they got a call for too many men on the ice. If the ball had gone down the right side, I don't think anybody would have even noticed. But it came right down in front of the Shamrocks bench where they were substituting. The player subbing off didn't get off the floor yet, and as a result, they had too many men on the ice. So now there's 42 seconds left in the Allies penalty, and obviously the full 130 for the Shamrocks. So this will be a wide open 3-on-3 action, and we'll see who gets the better of it. Here's Evan Hill. Evan Hill, the #1 offensive player for the Allies. Skating around, he leaves it for Watrous. Watrous looking up front for Joey Delgado. It's picked off by the Shamrocks. But here's Evan Hill, and he's going to have an opportunity. 1-on-1. Great move there between the legs, taken down, no call. And there is a penalty going to be called. The back referee made the call as Evan Hill was advancing towards the goal, and he was taken down. There's now 6 seconds left in the Allies penalty. The Shamrocks have one guy in for 54, and they'll have another guy serving for 130. So it'll be a 3-on-2 situation for 6 seconds, and then we'll have a 4-on-2 situation for the Allies. 7:58 left to play in the third. And this game has been intense. We've had a lot of guys in the penalty box, a lot of people hitting the floor, no calls. Watrous controls back there for the Allies. He sends it up to Kelsey. Now it's a 4-on-2 situation. Jaworski's just waiting for the ball on the right side. He doesn't get it. Watrous sends it back across the top for Kelsey. Kelsey, great defensive play there, slows things down. Dorowski gets it behind. He sends it back over to Evan Hill. Evan Hill trying to send it deep. It's going to go all the way down the board. Watrous couldn't make the stop. Still plenty of time in the power play situation for the Shamrocks. Kelsey gets it behind the net as another Shamrock hits the floor. Dorowski, a quick backhand shot, doesn't get it. Kelsey all day long just set up, sends it back to Evan Hill. Evan Hill trying to advance to the middle. Almost a great shot by Watrous. Sails by the front of the goal. Evan Hill gets it, sends it across to Dorowski. Dorowski looking for Kelsey. Kelsey makes a great move, gets by one, but there's another Shamrock defender in his way. Covered up by Polaria. A little bit of a push by the Shamrocks. What are we going to get now? I think we're going to have another penalty. Looks like the push by Jesse Edward at the end of the play wasn't a penalty at all. Just a little love tap, keeping things in gear. 6:52 to play in the third. The Allies still have an extra man opportunity for 24 seconds. Kelsey to face, Benning to his back left. Kelsey gets a quick shot off. Went off the goalie Polaria and into the net. So we'll have another stoppage of play. 6:50 to go in the game. It's a tie score, 3-3. An intense physical game so far tonight. A lot of penalties on both sides. The Allies have an extra man opportunity with 22 seconds to play. The power play here. And apparently, the ball is not deflected off a Shamrock, but off of an Allies player because they faced it off in the Allies defensive end just over the red line. Dorowski gets it, having a little trouble getting up the boards. Here come the Shamrocks. Shamrocks, a nifty little pass between the legs, but it was taken over by the Allies. Allies advancing up the right side. Set things up, spin, and a save by Polaria. Rebound controlled by Kelsey, then taken away by the Shamrocks and finally cleared. Ernie Field was able to get a stick on it and clear it. We're now all even. 6:20 to play, we're all even. We'll see if either team is going to be aggressive enough to take another penalty. Field again just dumps it down behind the goal where Benning will control. Benning throws it up. Here comes Field. He might get a shot off, but just couldn't control it. Kelsey tried to swing it by Field. Was not able to. Shamrocks get it. Here's Dupuis. Dupuis centering pass. Dorowski's going to take a run here. Dorowski's all by himself, and it's finally tipped away by Jim Salkins. A nice little poke check. Dorowski's not giving up on the play, though, as he's fighting for it. And no other Allies came back as they were subbing and hanging down the defensive end. A little bit of contact here between Hill and Benning and Garrett Salkins. No call. Shamrocks in front. Garrett Salkins leaves it for a rushing Jeff Woody Woodward. He didn't get it. Dupuis controls. Shamrocks bringing much of the action here. Salkin has it turned over here. Benning chips it down the floor to go behind the Shamrocks goal. Evan Hill gets ready to put a little pressure on, but it's sent all the way back to Benning. Just about the 5-minute mark. Benning looking to control, sends it towards the benches where Evan Hill gets it, sips it towards the net. Polaria has trouble covering up, and as a result, Dorowski gets it in the corner. Dupuis with a great poke check. Sends it back. Benning's got it. Benning goes up the right side this time. Quick shot. over the goal. Valeria threw his glove at it, didn't get it. Here come the Shamrocks. This is Hill, the leading scorer for the Allies. Quick shot there, great save by Valeria. Right leg out, and was able to get it. Dorowski, I tell you what, he's doing some great stick handling, getting some opportunities. Looking for goal number 4 for the Allies. Give them a 1-goal lead. Here come the Shamrocks. Got a nice rush. Penalty coming up on the Allies. I think it's going to be Dorowski. Let's see what the call is. It's either going to be interference or a hooking. Regardless of what the penalty is, he's in for 130. So Dorowski's in for 130. 4:11 to go in a tie game. Extra man opportunity for the Shamrocks. Face-off is won by the Shamrocks and controlled back there. Just dumps it towards the goal. Alves controls and covers up, killing some time. 4:03 to go in the game. 122 on the power play. This time the face-off will be on the right side as Julio Alves is looking out of the goal. Hill taking the face for the Allies is controlled by the Shamrocks. But Hill's forechecking, knocks the ball back down to the other end. He didn't even realize it. Another lot of contact involved. Hill hit the floor, but they let him play. Coming up this side, tough pass there by Bedoin, picked off by Hill. Shamrocks haven't been able to have much of attack here, but now they got a chance. Great move there by Jesse Edward. Throws it back and hits the post. Mark Bedoin off the feed by Edward, hit the post. Game stays tied. 4 minutes to go. Great save by Elvis. Controls the rebound just in time as Jesse Edward was looking to get something on that ball while it was loose for a little bit. 1:14 to go. Well, they ran the clock a little extra there. I guess maybe I hadn't started. 1:08 in the penalty, 3:49 in the game. Face off again. Hill controls. This time Hill will be able to carry it up the floor himself. Goes from the left side to the right. Takes a check, but gets the ball down there behind the goal. At the very least, he'll be able to kill some time here. Hill kicks it back out to Delgado. It gets by Delgado. Will come all the way down the other end of the floor. But again, it's killing some time. Delgado tries to clear it, but it's picked off there. Delgado loses his stick. And that time, cleared again. Shot, saved by Alves. And he pounced on the rebound. 36 seconds left in the power play for the Shamrocks. 3:17 in the game. The beginning of the game was all Allies. They brought all the action. Now they're on their heels and most of the action happening in their defensive end. And honestly, it was the penalties that kind of turned things in the Shamrocks' favor. Dupuis on the face, he wins it and kicks it back to Jim Salkins. Salkins back to Dupuis. Dupuis, nice pass to Field. Field doesn't have much room to get it off. Delgado wasn't going to give him a look. You definitely don't want the team's leading scorer to get a good shot off in the last few minutes. But of course, the Shamrocks want to catch it. Dupuis centering off the goalie. Alves made the save, but he didn't control the rebound. And Garrett Salkins got it and chipped it back behind the net. Here's Field. Field slops it back. Let's see if they can get it to Field. Great steal by Delgado. 1-0. Oh, but he's skated back in time. Jim Salkins got back in time. Here's Jarowski, who's had a great offensive sequence tonight. This time it's taken away by Field. Ernie Field. Here, taking a run. Gets in front. Alves is there. Gives him no room. Stops the ball and the shot. Covers up. 2:18 to go. 2:18. We have a tie game. Garrett Salkins will take a break. I thought he was going to stay on and take an extra shift. Ernie Field is probably going to stay on the floor. He's going to take an extra shift. 2:18 to go. This game has too much importance. They have too much subbing going on. Joey Delgado, a late sub here. Watrous to take the face for the Allies. Jesse Edward for the Shamrocks. Jesse Edward wins it back. This time it's turned over. Watch her centering pass here. Just couldn't get anything on it. Walters trying to feed it in front, just couldn't get it. This time, quick shot will stay on the board play. 2 minutes to go. Tie game. Shamrocks get it out. Centering pass stopped by the Allies. Allies now on a run. See what they got. Shot over the goal. Rebound. Kelsey was there for the rebound, just missed. We have a stoppage of play. And there'll be a face-off to the left side of Polaria. 1:47 to go, 3-3 game. This next goal will go a long way in deciding where these two teams will finish in the playoffs, whether they'll have a comfortable final 3 games of the year, or whether they'll be in high-intensity, must-win situations all the way through. Remember, the Allies' loss puts them in a 3-way tie for third. Benning skating up to take the ball there, dumps it down. Here comes Kelsey. He's going to have an opportunity in close. Centering pass doesn't reach the goal. Shamrocks pick it up, send it deep down the end. 1:20 to go in the game. Benning chips it up the right side where it's going to be taken over by the Shamrocks. Rip outside. What a great save, Alvis. Rebound. Another great save by Alvis. Too many opportunities there. Pete Malik had another opportunity there. Boy, he cranks it up. Alves made the save. The rebound was controlled by Bedoin, but he couldn't get it towards the goal. Here comes Malik again. They got to make sure he doesn't get too much room to take a shot. This time, it's picked off by Hill. Hill's going to have a chance. Shot and a save. Hill had a great chance to take the win there. 45 seconds to go. Oh, what a great save again. Great feed in front by the Allies. That's taken down from the back. Gonna have a slash there against Kelsey. Kelsey can lay in the guy's back. It's definitely picking up here. 20 seconds to go. There's 18 seconds left in regulation. Tempers are definitely flat. Kelsey definitely got slashed on the play. Looked to me like he took the Shamrock player down from behind. There was no call on the initial action. There was a call on the slash. As a result, Shamrocks will find themselves a man down with 18 seconds to play. Allies will have an extra man and a power play here with 18 seconds left in the game. Wartress to take the face. He's got Hill to his right, Delgado to his left. Ball simply dumped down to the Allies' defensive end. Jarowski will play it there. 10 seconds to go in regulation. He sends it across the floor to Delgado. Delgado, great pass to Hill, but Hill gets stopped by Field. That ends regulation play. There's 113 to go in the power play. So we have a minute break. This game has been everything that we expected it to be. High intensity, awful lot of contact being allowed in the beginning. They had to tighten things up as there seems to be more and more players marching towards the penalty box as the game goes on. Right now, the Shamrocks will start the extra time period with a man in the box. They'll have a man down for 113 where the Allies on the power play will look to sink the game winner and hopefully move into a tie for second place. This is game 7 of a 10-game season. So both teams need this for positioning purposes, and the win certainly means a great deal to both teams. The Shamrocks with a win will move to just 1 game out of first place. They'll be in second place by themselves by 2 full games. The Allies with a win move into a tie for second with the Shamrocks, and obviously would own the tiebreaker in these initial stages by virtue of the win.
Only when we pull you.
So, we'll play a sudden death overtime period. They've got 3 minutes up on the board right now. Remember, 1:13 left on the penalty. Power play for the Allies for 1:13. For the first time all night, the Allies are out there first and ready to play. Watrous looks like he's in position to take the face. Jarowski is back to his right. Delgado to his left. Hill to his right, even at the red line. Face off, one by Watrous. He sends it back to Delgado, who gets it to Jarowski up the right side. Jarowski going a little bit too fast, lost control of the ball. Dumps it down where Hill will get control of the ball down that end. Hill sends it back to Delgado. Delgado up the right boards. Jarowski to Hill. Hill with a quick shot, deflected in front by Shamrock defender Jim Salkins. Back outside to Watrous. Watrous, tough shot there. Polaria's all over it. And he decided not to cover it up so the Shamrocks could clear the ball. 37 seconds left in the penalty. 2:20 left in the extra session. Hill gets it, but the pass was deflected back by Garrett Salkins. So more time getting off the clock. Hill gets it, and he'll run up the front to Jarowski. Jarowski trying to get by Field. Doesn't do it. Field tried to advance it by Hill, and Hill took it back. Hill this time dumps it back for Delgado. Delgado now controls. Turns it over here. Here comes the Shamrocks. Shamrocks, great move in front. Backhand shot saved by Elvis. Elvis, the save of the game as Garrett Salkins had the game winner on the back of the stick. He already had Elvis on the floor, but he was able to make the stop. We're now even for the final 1:45 of this extra overtime period. Try to clear it up the bench side. Stolen by Hill. Hill loses it and takes a spill. Great play by Jarowski as he just got back in front as Garrett Salkins was again lurking around the front of the goal. Getting ready to play. This one pops over Polaria. A great run again by Hill, but he couldn't get it. Shamrocks have been nice pass back there. Jesse Edward back to Salkins. Salkins tries to center it. It's deflected by Kelsey. Cleared by the Allies. We'll have exactly 1 minute to go as Ernie Field will bring it up for the Shamrocks. He dumps it up the boards down the other end. Allies get it. They dump it back. Pass in front, foot shot. Just wild. Again, Salkins. I tell you what, too many opportunities for Garrett Salkins. Shamrocks have a guy who looks like he wants to score the game winner. Great forechecking again, causes a turnover. Kelsey runs it down, looking in front for Hill, covered up by Polaria. We'll have a face-off. 36 seconds left to play in the extra period. Face-off will be to the right side of Polaria. A 3-3 game. The Allies are a full game behind the Shamrocks now, so a tie probably goes into the Shamrocks' favor, although again, these two teams will meet in about 2.5 weeks in their final regular season game. Timeout Allies as they have 36 seconds left to play. Well, it's been a very exciting game and a very exciting overtime period. Julio Alves making some great saves as Garrett Salkins had 2 or 3 opportunities to sneak the game winner by for the Shamrocks, but no luck. On the other side, despite having an extra man opportunity for the beginning of the overtime, the Allies really haven't had too many great chances to close this game out. So as we wind down this timeout, the Allies take their only timeout here in the overtime. We'll just get ready to get back into play. 3-3 game, 36 seconds left to play in the overtime. Face-off will be just to the right of Shamrock goalie Polaria. The Allies look to be figuring out who they want to have on the floor. Right now they have one too many. So it'll be Kelsey and Hill, Jarowski and Watrous. The top 2 scorers for the Allies on the floor together. Jarowski, who's had some very impressive moves, will be back there as well. That face-off is won by the Shamrocks, and now we have an opportunity. Backhand shots, saves. Somehow that was a great save. Jim Salkins. That was Jesse Edward, not Jim Salkins. 26 instead of 46. Jesse Edward had a great chance. He put the backhand up there somehow. Somehow Julio Alves got something on it. I thought the ball was actually going into the net. Ball popped back out. I'm not sure Alves knew where it was, but he made the stop. Jarowski and Edwards bumping together. Dupuis sends it back across the floor to Woodward. Woodward dumps it forward where it's knocked down. Watrous gets it, sends it up to Kelsey. Kelsey tries to center to the left, didn't get much on that pass. As a result, the Shamrocks take it over. Shamrocks in front. Hold. And that'll be it as the game ends in a 3-3 tie. One of the more exciting, intense games we've had this season. Allies brought the action early, brought the physical play, brought the intense play, kind of woke the Shamrocks up. Shamrocks got going and got right back into it. So the game ends in a 3-3 tie. That'll mean the Shamrocks will hold on to second place. They'll be now 4-2-1, and the Allies will go to 3-3-1, and will have sole possession of third place by just a half a game. So these same two teams will meet again in 2.5 weeks. But before that, our next presentation of Hockey Night at PISA will be next Tuesday at 8 o'clock as the Salty Pirates, just a half a game behind the Allies for third place, will take on these Allies again. Salty Pirates versus the Allies, September 19th, and our next broadcast of Hockey Night at PISA, brought to you by Memory to Video Productions. Tonight's game, a 3-3 tie in overtime, was sponsored by JD's Pizzeria Bar and Grill in Southington. They make great pizza, and they have the largest TV in the Southington area. My name is Paul Burke. Have a great night. We'll see you again next week for the Salty Pirates versus the Allies for what will prove again to be a big-time game in the hunt for the playoffs in the Division I summer roller hockey season.